So perhaps the fourth part of my overall tuning up my game is the mental part. I've done tactical, I've done technical, I've done how to practice, but the mental part, how do I do these things? Because I always seem to practice better than I play. How can I make my play equal my practice level? Some of the key components of learning how not to think as you're playing. So how do I not think when I'm playing? First of all, you choose your target first. If I have the target, then I focus on executing my positioning of the shot as well as my positioning of the body to make it go to the tactical objective I've set out. Some ways I can measure that is, well, for example, my breathing. If I breathe as I hit, I pretty much know how to, I've timed the shot well. So what you might hear, you hear the players grunt a lot on the Pro Tour, or the women seem to scream a lot with the shot, but it's timed with the hit of the ball. So they exhale. When you lift weights, what do? You breathe out as you push, because that's for maximum exertion, and also to relax as you do it. So counting as you touch the ball. 1. An example of not being focused or being mentally worried would be a count like this. 1. And what that would tell me is I probably held my breath, which made me very tight, which means I probably didn't execute the shot well, but also tell me that I was under pressure because I wasn't able to exhale when I hit. I try to breathe when I count, okay, because I have to. So if I count the shots, 1, and I also count my opponent's shots. You know why? Because my real goal is how do I react faster to the ball? How can I measure that? So first of all, if I count his shot or my opponent's shot as they hit it, it means I recognize the ball's been hit. I'm more likely to start tracking the ball earlier. And that's a huge part in letting you become faster as far as your preparation, so your unit turn occurs quickly because he just hit it, it's a backhand. And I make an immediate response, which allows me to have time to not panic because I know how to set up for my shot and have my target. So breathing or counting is an important aspect of the mental. It shows you that you're relaxed. It shows that you're breathing as you're hitting, so you're more relaxed, so you can execute longer strokes and smoother strokes as opposed to tightening up on the shot. Another way is footwork. The more I move my feet, the more I seem to relax and play better. We know the pros average about 10 to 12 steps between shots, which means they hit a ball, and before the next ball, their feet will touch the court 10 to 12 times before they execute the next shot. And they may not even move anywhere, but their feet are in motion, because motion creates emotion. So the way I stay up in a match is to take more steps. So as I practice my numbers of steps between shot, either on my drop and hit, okay, or off the ball machine or hitting with a partner, if my number of steps are high between, if you're a 4-0 player, for example, you should be averaging about 6 to 8 steps between shots. If you're a 3-5 player, you can average about 4 to 6 steps between shots. And a 3-0 player averages 2 to 4 steps between shots. So how can I get to the next level? If you can add 2 more steps to your footwork between shots, I can almost guarantee you a rise in your skill level. So that's something that you can measure also during your practice sessions. How many steps are you taking to get to the ball? What it means is I hit and I didn't stand still. I immediately began moving in preparation for the next ball. Another technical aspect that would involve your mental skills again would be saying yes as you hit the ball. And it's yes with lots of S's at the end. There's another way of breathing. So I can count when I hit. I can say yes when I hit the ball. To extend that, I go yes, which makes me relax and go through and stay with the ball longer mentally. The other thing that helps me a lot besides my movement skills is looking for the sunlight and the shadow. So depending on which side of the court I'm on, the ball has sunlight and shadow. And if you can see both the sunlight and shadow, much like yin and yang, if I can see both black and white, or I can see both sunlight and shadow, you can pretty much bet that I'm looking at the ball. The better I see the ball, the better I time the shot, and the better I understand movement. When I don't see the ball well, I get quite nervous. If I look at the ball and bounce it in my hand, that's a mental skill. I'm looking at it, I have lots of confidence. When my eyes are focused somewhere else, though, I play very unconfidently, and I juggle the ball a lot. I have fear. So when I don't see the ball well, fear comes in. So how do I practice that in a match? How do I make that part of my tuning up my game? Well, it's a huge part of your game, and being Monday afternoon quarterbacks, we all understand that. How could that guy possibly drop that ball? Because his eyes looked away before he actually caught the ball. Why do I keep hitting back to the net man? Because that's where you're looking. Why do my shots keep hitting that white tape? Because that's where you're looking. Well, what do I look at? look at the ball. When you watch Roger Federer, he's able to measure something we hear all the time. Your coach is always saying, keep your eye on the ball. But the question is, how long? Well, until you finish your shot. So if I'm hitting a backhand, when I feel my racket's gone through the shot all the way, that's when I can look. So if my eyes go before I complete my swing, I probably looked up too early. So that's some way we can practice measuring how long to keep your eyes still, which means you're mentally focused and mentally tough in that situation. So we've given you several situations: counting as you hit, saying yes as you hit, increasing the number of steps as you play, and then most of all knowing how long to keep my eyes still when I play. And usually some players will talk about the head staying still, but if your eyes move, your head's going to move. What you really do is you keep your eyes still when you hit. And Fed's probably the best example of that. When he hits his shots, his eyes are here. He says, I know where I'm going to hit it. I just got to make sure I find the spot to hit it at. So making your backhand your best shot, here's some mental tips that will help you so that you can do your tactical and your technical